Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Thank you for coming to the weekly live for relationship communications. Welcome to this week's weekly live. I'm thrilled that you're here with me. And for those of you joining us for the first time, I'm Lisa DeToffol. And I'm the founder of the relationship communications. All right, I think we're having technical difficulties. Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. So I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to be your host for the Relationship Communications Weekly Live, which is my weekly live stream show that airs every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And my goal here is to share tactical and practical information to help you get where you want to go faster than you can get on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years. I've made many mistakes, and I'm here to tell you I can help you move through them more quickly by sharing what I've learned through my experiences. So let me know that you're here by saying hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. And we are streaming on various different places. So if you are joining us today on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. So today we're going to be talking about create a lead magnet to grow. By creating a lead magnet to grow your business is kind of what that means. However, before we dive into our topic today, I want to further introduce myself. So when I was a preschool teacher in 2017 and 25 years prior to that, I had dreamed of working from home, but had been through 2 messy divorces and been a single mom twice. And it just didn't seem possible at that time. I was the breadwinner for my household and honestly a little scared to take that chance to step out and do anything on my own. But then my husband encouraged me to step out and take that leap of faith. And then that's when I could, see the possibility. I met my husband in 2012. He encouraged me to do so. So in 2018 is when I took that leap of faith and actually started my own business. However, it was not an easy task by any means. So with my family's support, I think I missed a slide today. Sorry about that. But with their support, I started a training program where I learned how to be a virtual assistant, which also showed me how to start my own business. And by the end of that program, I had a couple of clients and have continued to grow my business. And now the Tiger Eye Solution team that was established in 2021 every single year. And so my life looks a little bit different now than it did back then. This is our children. 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, Alyssa, our 3 grandchildren, John Price, Hattie Joe, and Anakin. So they all keep us on our toes for sure. So what is a lead magnet, you might ask? So today we're talking about a lead magnet, also known as a freebie, and how you can use it to grow your business. First, let's talk about what is a lead magnet, okay? A lead magnet is something you offer your audience in exchange for their email address. Often how this works, there's an opt-in page, a place where people put, their email and their name and exchange to get something for free, like a guide or a checklist or something like that. So, I would love to hear in the chat if you have a freebie. So, who has a freebie, share that with me in the comments or in the chat. And in the beginning, I didn't have a freebie, for a long time because I wasn't really a part of the online world. And when I was just getting started, I was busy getting my business set up as well, right? When I first started my business. So a lead magnet had not crossed my mind. At that point, I still didn't have a website, to even put it on, all the things, right? So my first lead magnet was my newsletter. And so it wasn't until I started writing a newsletter and sending my newsletter out did I actually have a lead magnet to share, right? So let's talk about freebies. Again, if you do have a freebie, share that with me in the chat. What is your freebie? Is it a newsletter? Is it a checklist? Is it a guide of some sort? What kind of freebie is it that you have, that you offer? Here's the process. Part of this is, going to make you happy, and part is not going to make you happy. I'm pretty certain it's still just part of the process and very important that you actually do it, whether you actually like it or whether you don't. So you create a lead magnet, and that could be, like I said, a guide, a checklist, your newsletter, etc. Then the next step is you create a standalone opt-in page where people can sign up. Then you create a page that they can get after that to say thank you, telling them thank you for signing up for your freebie. Then what happens is you create regularly scheduled original content. The point isn't to just get their email address. You need to interact with that email address. Otherwise, the whole point will be lost, right? The whole idea is to have a relationship, establish, and nurture a relationship with the person that signs up for your freebie, okay? Then what happens is you can share it on social media, the content that you have created. You can put, the word out there and in a lot of different ways. And then you're going to engage with your audience. So if you send, the lead magnet out via email, you can follow up with them. What did you think about my newsletter? What did you think about XYZ checklist? Whatever it was that you gave them for free, for giving you their information, right? You put them on your email newsletter list, and I want you to, be explicit about it. You want to be certain to engage with them. If you post something on social media, you keep an eye on it and see if anyone comments. If they do, you respond to their comment. Okay? You have a conversation with them, because that's the whole point, to get their email address, right? But really, it's to have a relationship so that they know who you are and what you do. Then again, create regularly scheduled original content. This is the core of making this whole thing work, okay? Think about if you sign up for someone's lead magnet and you get it and you never hear from them again. Or you hear from them every 4 months. You probably don't even remember who they are, right? So that's why creating content on a regular basis is key. If you have questions about any of this, I know I'm kind of throwing a lot of information out at once, please put them in the comments, okay? Create a lead magnet, create a way for people to see it, then create the content, post some of that content on social media, engage with your audience. That's the big key, okay? And then you repeat it, okay? You may be wondering if this is, worth your time, and it is worth. And if it's worth the value, right? Because you are providing value. Whatever it is that you're creating for your freebie, it's valuable to the person receiving it. Whether it's your newsletter, whether it's a checklist, or whatever it is, right? You're creating value and giving it to them for free. Just like everybody that's on my newsletter list that gets my newsletters on a regular basis, they're getting a lot for free, because I send out a newsletter twice a month with new content in it. It's not the exact, some of it may be the same for, different things that I have going on within my business, within Tiger Eye Solution and relationship communications, right? But I usually at least have a new article in my newsletter. So that is going to be new, valuable content for my audience and for my readers, right? That's what you want to do. So again, you may be wondering if this is worth your time or worth the value. And for me, it was really, I'm always looking for reasons that I can stay in touch with someone providing value to them without begging them, right? So that's the core of what I'm trying to do in order to have a steady stream of clients. That's helping also to build that know, like, and trust factor, because people hire and work with people they know, like, and trust, right? So if they don't know you, they're not going to like you because they don't know who you are. And if they don't know you and like you, how can they trust you? Right? So I have found that creating sorry, I lost my place. Sorry about that. My notes are not in order. My bad. That creating a lead magnet was worth my time beyond being able to give it away, because what I found is that anytime I write something, anytime I force myself to think about, a specific topic, whatever it is that I'm trying to write about, it makes me more articulate. It makes me have more confidence, and it helps me to speak about my work more often as well, right? Because I've already thought about XYZ, whatever the topic is I'm writing the article about, right? Whatever it is I'm going to share in my newsletter. I've already thought about it, started writing about it. I've thought about the steps. I've thought about, what words to use or how few words to use, etc., to describe what I'm talking about, right? And that takes practice. It's not a one and done thing. It's a consistent thing. You have to continually do it on a regular basis. So beyond having the lead magnet itself, going through the exercise of thinking this through, whatever the content is, it's very important, right? Because like I said, I send out my newsletter twice a month. So I'm not just doing this once a month, thinking through this process and creating new content. I'm doing it twice a month. So here's some tips on how to decide what is a successful lead magnet for you. First, you will need to know what your audience wants or needs from you. Think about that. Think about what your clients and customers ask you about. Think about what will help them. You want them to be, blown away, like they can't believe you're giving it away for free, right? And in order for it to work, you really don't want to be stingy with your material, with your content. And a lot of people are afraid to give away their best stuff. Give it away anyway. I promise you will reap the rewards from giving away your best stuff, okay? And sometimes they may think, why would anyone come work with me if I'm telling them how I do something? What happens is when someone shows me their expertise, I don't think, most of the time, oh, great, she told me how to do this, so I'll go do this myself. If I'm looking for help, I think, oh, great, I trust her to do it for me. She knows how to do XYZ. She clearly has thought this through and can help me. So I've always given away tons and tons of information, and I do not believe it's ever stopped someone who is going to work with me from working with me on any level. So yes, you can give away the good stuff, okay? It's going to help build even more that know, like, and trust factor by you giving away that good stuff, because you're demonstrating and letting your audience know exactly what you're capable of, right? Even creating a newsletter, me doing it on a regular basis and as often as I do, that is letting my audience know I know how to create newsletters. So if that's something that they possibly don't have, maybe they don't have time to create it and keep it up, every single month or twice a month, ever how often they want to send it out, they could hire me to do that for them. See how that works? So yes, they may want to create that freebie, and that freebie may be a newsletter where they continuously share valuable information, right? Because like I said, by having a newsletter, if that's your freebie, it's not a one and done thing for the person signing up for it. If it's a checklist or a guide or something, it's a one and done. They're going to sign up, they're going to get the checklist, and it's up to them whether they use it or not, right? If they sign up for your newsletter, that's something they get on a continuous basis. It's not a one and done thing, right? Because you're not just going to do one newsletter and that's it. You're going to continuously do a newsletter. So they're going to continue to get valuable information from you, because you're going to continue to send out new original content every time you send that newsletter out, right? That's what I do on a regular basis. If you have questions, if you don't have a newsletter and you have questions around a newsletter, let's have a conversation. I'll be happy to answer your questions around that, because that is for me, I would say it's the best freebie to actually offer, just because it's ongoing. It's not a one and done thing. Now, I have 3 different freebies on my website. One of them is my newsletter. One of them is a checklist. And then, no, the other one is a guide. So I have a guide, I have a checklist, and I have my newsletter. All 3 are freebies on my website. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, please go do that at tigereyeSolution.com. And you'll be getting all kinds of valuable information every time I send out a newsletter. So if you do have questions around any of what I share today about freebies and lead magnets, please let's have a conversation, okay? But I also want to invite you, if you're not a part of the Relationship Communications community, to come over and join us. We're over on Facebook. It's a free community to be a part of. So I would like to invite you to come join us in the Relationship Communications community. We're very active in the community, and if you do come join us, please do introduce yourself. Let us know who you are and exactly what it is that you do, so that we can better support you. We have all kind of valuable things that are shared from other members, from me, all the things on a regular basis. We also do a networking mixer once a month. So I'd like to invite you to our next networking mixer, which will be on November 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you there. More information about this will also be shared in the community itself. Now, the community also has a VIP club. If that's something that interests you, it is a paid club to be a part of. It's $27 a month. The club meets twice a month. The first meeting is kind of like a Q&A session. You can bring any and all questions around the business world to these sessions and get your questions answered, whether it's by me or whether it's by someone else in the community or in the club. Then the second time we meet a month, I like to call it a party, because we actually come and we celebrate all our wins, no matter how big or small they may be, and share a goal that we'd like to accomplish within the next month. It's really a lot of fun. I'll post more about it in the group as well. And then the Launchpad is also something that I do within the community, the networking method Launchpad, which we will be doing again in January. So you'll be hearing more about that very soon. It is a free 3-day event that I do all around networking. And it also leads up into the doors opening of the Networking Method Academy, which is my 6-month program, signature program that teaches you how to make the most of your networking efforts. So networking is a big deal, guys, and it can really help you grow your business. I have been a part of a challenge this fall, a 4-week challenge, and my goal during that challenge was to attend 12 networking events in 4 weeks. And I'm on track to completing that. Haven't completed all 12 of them just yet, but I'm almost there. So if you have any questions about anything that I shared today, please do reach out. I hope this was helpful information for you. Also, let me know that in the comments below if you enjoy these weekly lives that I do every Friday. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will see you again soon.